Siblings of the perfect child. When did their true colors finally show? My sister, Sarah, was a saint, or at least that's what everyone in the family said. She'd moved back home to take care of our mom, who was fading from a cruel disease that stole her memories and her strength. I lived 3 hours away, and every time I visited, Sarah would greet me with a tired, martyred smile. "It's a lot, but she needs me," she'd say, and my aunts and uncles would praise her endlessly. "Such a devoted daughter," they'd whisper, while giving me looks that clearly said, "Why aren't you doing more?" But something felt wrong. Mom seemed more anxious around Sarah. She'd flinch when Sarah's voice got too loud, and her eyes, usually vacant, would sometimes fill with a fear I couldn't place when I brought it up. My family turned on me. "You're just jealous of their bond," my uncle said. "You can't stand that Sarah is the responsible one for once." It was true. Sarah had always been the screw-up, but this transformation felt too perfect, too rehearsed. The final straw was when Mom's lawyer called about significant changes to her will, leaving almost everything to Sarah. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just barge in and accuse her. They'd call me crazy, so I bought a tiny audio recorder, the kind that looks like a USB drive. On my next visit, I told Sarah I was going out for a few hours to run errands, but I left the recorder tucked into a vase of flowers by Mom's bedside. When I came back and listened to the recording, my hand started shaking. It wasn't physical abuse. It was something worse. Sarah's voice, dripping with venom. "Do you even know who I am today, you useless old woman?" She'd hiss, "You're a burden, a disgusting, drooling burden, and as soon as you're gone, I'm selling this house and getting as far away from your memory as I can." There were hours of it, a constant stream of psychological torture. I made copies the next week. Sarah called a family meeting at the house with a lawyer present to finalize the new will. She sat at the head of the table, playing the part of the grieving, dutiful daughter perfectly. "I know this is hard," she began, her voice trembling slightly. "But Mom wanted to ensure her care was provided for, and she trusted me to handle her estate." My aunt patted her hand. "Of course, dear, we all know you're doing what's best." That was my cue. "Actually," I said, standing up and placing a small Bluetooth speaker on the table, "I think we should let Mom have a say in this." Before anyone could react, I pressed play. Sarah's recorded voice filled the dead, silent room. "You're just a sack of bones taking up space. Why don't you do us all a favor and just stop breathing?" The lawyer's pen clattered onto the table. My uncle's face went from confusion to pure horror. Sarah lunged for the speaker, screaming, "That's not me!" She faked it. But it was too late. I just kept playing more clips, each one more monstrous than the last. My uncle, a retired cop, didn't even speak. He just pulled out his phone and dialed 911. Sarah was escorted out of the house in tears, not of remorse, but of rage. The will was immediately invalidated, the last I heard. She was facing elder abuse charges and a court order to pay back every cent she'd taken from Mom's accounts. I moved Mom into a beautiful facility with kind nurses, and in her last lucid moment, she squeezed my hand and whispered my name. It was the only inheritance I ever needed.